What if everything we know about ancient civilization is wrong? Not just misunderstood, but utterly and profoundly incorrect. We live in an age where knowledge feels infinite, where satellites orbit above us, artificial intelligence answers our questions, and data pulses through invisible networks. We see ourselves as the pinnacle of human progress. But is it possible that we are merely one iteration in a cycle far older than memory? In the heart of Egypt, the Great Pyramid of Giza towers above the desert, a monument to an age so far removed from our own that even its origins remain wrapped in shadows. Who built it? How did they move 70-ton granite blocks hundreds of miles? Despite all our progress, we still don't know. And it's not just Giza. The underwater structures of Yonaguni in Japan, massive geometric blocks carved beneath the sea. The 1,200-ton stone of Baalbek in Lebanon, called the Stone of the Pregnant Woman. So heavy, modern cranes struggle to lift a fraction of it. The Nazca lines in Peru, enormous geoglyphs of hummingbirds, monkeys, and gods etched into the earth. These were not accidental achievements. These were not the marks of primitive minds fumbling in darkness. They are the remnants of something else entirely. A different paradigm, a different kind of intelligence, a forgotten future. In the modern world, we pride ourselves on our architectural achievements, glimmering skyscrapers, super bridges, tunnels beneath oceans. But what if the real architectural marvels were built thousands of years ago, and we've only forgotten how? Take the precision-cut stones of Sacsayhuaman in Peru. The megaliths are cut to interlock without mortar, shaped so perfectly that a razor blade cannot fit between them. Each stone weighs multiple tons, and they're not rectangular, they have irregular polygonal shapes, yet they lock together like a 3D puzzle. How did ancient builders do this? With no written record, no wheel, no steel tools. Mainstream archaeology often responds with a shrug. They figured it out somehow. But this isn't a matter of speculation. It's a question that challenges the very assumptions of technological progress. Let's travel to Baalbek, where a single stone block weighing over 1,200 tons lies partly buried. So why, how, did they carve it, move it, and align it so precisely thousands of years ago? In Egypt, the pyramids are aligned with astonishing precision to true north. The layout of the Giza Plateau mirrors the Orion constellation. Coincidence? Or an understanding of astronomy and geodesy that predates our own? Consider that in 2023, a team of architects, engineers, and researchers from MIT attempted to reverse engineer the construction of the Great Pyramid using modern tools. Their conclusion? We still don't know exactly how it was done. Even with drones, cranes, and computer simulations, we can only guess. Across the world, from Petra to Easter Island, from Cambodia to Turkey, we see the fingerprints of civilizations who not only understood their environment, but shaped it with eerie precision. Could it be that they were not building up to something, but rather preserving the final works of something that had already begun to fade? Today we build quickly, we build cheaply, but what we build does not last. And maybe, just maybe, this is not the first time humanity has climbed this high, only to fall again. We live in an electrified world. Power flows unseen through wires, satellites, and signals. To us, it feels modern, recent, even miraculous. But what if this invisible force wasn't new? What if it was rediscovered? In 1938, a German archaeologist unearthed a small, unassuming clay pot outside Baghdad. Inside it, a copper cylinder, an iron rod, and traces of acidic residue. It wasn't decorative, it was functional. It became known as the Baghdad battery. When replicated, it produced a small electrical charge, not enough to light a city, but enough to electroplate gold. Let's go deeper. Beneath the Temple of Hathor at Dendera, carved into the walls are what appear to be serpents inside oval vessels, connected to what some interpret as a power source. Mainstream archaeology says these are religious symbols, nothing more. But engineers and physicists have noticed something else. They resemble vacuum tubes, electrostatic lamps. Could the Egyptians have discovered electricity? If so, why don't we find wires, switches, generators? Maybe we're asking the wrong question. Maybe their technology wasn't based on combustion, like ours. Maybe they used natural frequencies, resonance. Nikola Tesla once envisioned a global energy system, wireless power transmitted through Earth's natural frequencies. But what if the ancients already did it? Imagine a world where buildings weren't just shelters, they were energy nodes. Temples weren't only places of worship, they were vibrational reactors. We've barely scratched the surface. And yet, we've already buried the possibility under layers of skepticism, lost texts, and eroded timelines. What if power was never lost? What if it's been humming all along, waiting to be heard again? Close your eyes for a moment. Now imagine this world, our world, 1,000 years from now, empty, silent, no Wi-Fi, no people. What would remain? Steel skeletons of skyscrapers, half toppled by wind, plastic bags floating in fossilized oceans, crumbling freeways, millions of tons of glass, silicon, and encrypted code no one can access. A civilization gone. The fall could come fast: nuclear war, global pandemic, ecological collapse, solar flare. Or it could be slow: deterioration, infrastructure decay, systems failing one by one. Regardless of the cause, the result is the same. Our history, locked away on cloud servers and digital drives, becomes inaccessible. No password, no power, no context. Let's suppose a future species, or a surviving branch of humanity, stumbles upon the ruins of our age. They find our cities overgrown with trees. They uncover a cracked iPhone buried under volcanic ash. They examine fragments of solar panels, plastic figurines, LED bulbs. What would they think? Would our subway systems be seen as underground tombs? Would the Statue of Liberty be interpreted as a goddess of war? Would servers be mistaken for sacred vaults? Think about it. If a smartphone were discovered in an ancient ruin today, fully intact, how would we explain it? Would we believe it was real? Or would we assume it was a hoax, an out-of-place artifact? Would we discredit the site, dismiss the story? Now reverse the lens. How might we be remembered? Our world is built for speed, not longevity. A Roman aqueduct still carries water. A modern dam cracks in decades. Our monuments are not stone, they are code, and code without electricity is dust. When the future excavates us, they may not find logic. They will find remnants, contradictions, traces of a civilization that could split the atom, but could not control itself. We already misinterpret the past. Will the future misinterpret us? Are we building a legacy or a riddle? Because in the end, it doesn't matter how advanced we are, if no one remembers how we did it. What if this is not the first time humanity has climbed this high? Not the first time we've built cities, mapped the stars, split the atom. Not the first time we've made miracles, and then lost them. We think of history as a ladder, but what if it's more like a wheel? Across every culture, in every corner of the globe, we find stories that whisper the same warning. Stories of destruction, of floods, of fire, of civilizations swallowed by time. Let's look at the evidence hidden in myth. In Hindu cosmology, time is cyclical. Humanity is said to live through repeating ages, or yugas, each culminating in destruction before rebirth. The ancient Sumerians recorded a great flood on clay tablets, thousands of years before the biblical Noah. The Maya, too, believed in previous worlds, each one wiped away by disaster before the current age. We dismiss these as metaphor, but what if they're not? What if they are collective memories, fragments passed down by survivors of a world that once was? In Plato's Timaeus, he wrote of Atlantis, a technologically advanced island nation that fell into the sea in a single day and night. He claimed it was real, not allegory, a warning, and yet the modern mind dismisses it. Because to believe in a forgotten age of science is to challenge everything we've built our self-image upon. We believe we are the most advanced civilization that has ever lived. But what if we're only the latest? In the 1990s, archaeologists in Turkey unearthed a site that changed everything. Predating Stonehenge by 6,000 years, it contains massive, intricately carved stone pillars arranged in circular formations. How was it constructed? By whom? And why was it buried? We live in a gap of memory, a species with amnesia standing atop forgotten cities, telling ourselves we are the first. But the clues are there if you know where to look. There are moments in Earth's history where progress doesn't move forward, it resets, where something ends and something else begins. And if it happened once, if it happened twice, what makes us think it won't happen again? We began this journey with a question. What if everything we know about ancient civilizations is wrong? Now we ask something deeper. What if everything we believe about ourselves is incomplete? We live in an era of dazzling progress. We've cracked the genome, connected continents, and sent machines to Mars. But we've also poisoned oceans, buried wisdom beneath ego, and built a world on fragile systems we barely understand. We speak in binary. We store our knowledge in the cloud, an invisible world that ceases to exist without electricity. And yet, thousands of years ago, people carved their knowledge into stone. They aligned their structures to the stars. They lived in rhythm with the earth. Were they primitive, or just different? Imagine, centuries from now, a child born in a world of forests and silence. Discovering a buried statue of a man holding a smartphone. No signal, no apps, just glass and metal. To her, it's not a device. It's a relic. So what will they remember of us? The steel towers, the satellites, or the ruins we leave behind? Maybe we're not the culmination of progress, but one of many peaks in a mountain range lost to time. Maybe the ancients weren't reaching up to us. Maybe they were reaching back from a forgotten height. If civilization is a story, it is not a straight line. It loops, it fades, it resurfaces, and we are just one chapter. So ask yourself, are we the first or the latest? Are we building the future or echoing the past? And if we fall tomorrow, who will remember? Thank you for joining us on this journey through time, myth, and memory. If you found your beliefs challenged, good. If you found yourself questioning what it means to be advanced, even better. Because the real story of humanity isn't written in textbooks. It's carved in silence, buried in stone, and waiting still to be remembered.